Fatima. Here let us discuss the use and importance of JSON files in ASP.NET Core. Before proceeding to this video, watch my previous video in which we have discussed about Crystal web server of ASP.NET Core in detail. ASP.NET Core is re-architected from the prior versions of ASP.NET, where the configurations were relying on system.configuration and XML configurations in web.config file. In ASP.NET Core, the new configuration model is an easy way to declare and access the global settings for solution, project-specific settings, client-specific settings, and works with JSON file. Different configuration JSON files in ASP.NET Core are LaunchSettings.json and Appsettings.json. Let us have a closer look at these JSON files in ASP.NET Core by creating a new ASP.NET Core web application. To create a ASP.NET Core project, open Visual Studio 2017, select File, New, Project. In the New Project window, from the left pane, expand the Installed Template section and Visual C# section, as we are going to use C# as our programming language. Then select .NET Core, and from among the different kinds of project, choose ASP.NET Core web application from the middle pane and provide your project name as your wish. And select the location where you want to create the project. Finally, click on OK. Once you click on the OK button, it will open this Select Template section, where you need to select the ASP.NET Core version, SDK version, and template types. So I am choosing stable version ASP.NET Core 2.2 and choose any template. And also, if you want to configure for HTTPS, a secure communication over computer networks, check this so that any information going to and from your server is auto-encrypted, prevents hacker from sniffing out your visitor's sensitive information as it passes through the internet. As of now, I no need to configure, so I uncheck this and click OK. ASP.NET Core application, you can see LaunchSettings.json file within this properties and Appsettings.json here. Let's discuss the importance of these files in ASP.NET Core application. LaunchSettings.json file. The settings that are present within this file are going to be used when we run .NET Core application either from Visual Studio or by using .NET Core CLI. The most important point that you keep in mind is that this LaunchSettings.json file is only used within the local development machine. That means this file is not required when we publishing ASP.NET Core application to the production server. The launch setting file organizes settings into profiles, with each profile triggered by the way that the application is started. Set the value of the environment variables through the settings in the application's LaunchSettings.json file. The command name property of the LaunchSettings.json file helps in the determination of internal and external web server. It can also be accessed First, via graphical user interface. Let us see how to do this. Open the already created ASP.NET Core web application. It's probably easier to manage this file through the Properties dialog for a project. It's probably easier to manage this file through the Properties dialog for a project. The Debug tab provides a UI that lists all the profiles in launch settings and allows you to both update and create profiles. The key value is what the Debug tab calls launch. It updates a property name called command name in the launch setting file. The launch setting controls when a profile is invoked. A profile with its launch set to IIS Express will be the profile that is used when you start debugging in IIS Express. Profiles and environments. LaunchSettings.json file have two sections within the profiles, IIS Express and the one named after your project. The value of the command name property can be IIS Express or IIS or project. Here in the LaunchSettings.json file, within the profiles we have two sections, IIS Express and the order management. These two of them are required to manage your environment variable. Both profiles set the variable to development. The point you need to remember is when you run the application from Visual Studio, either by pressing Ctrl F5 or F5, then by default the profile with command name IIS Express is going to be used. On the other hand, if you run the ASP.NET Core application using .NET Core CLI, then the profile with command name project is going to be used. However, if you want, then you can choose which profile to use when you run the application by clicking on this drop down list and select. Then the output will be IIS Express. If you select your project name, the output will be .NET. Fundamentally, the configuration process is driven by the value in the ASP.NET Core _environment variable. You can't set the environment variable's value from your application code. Though you can set it through settings from control panel or through the Windows command prompt. You can, however, set the value of this variable through a setting in your application's LaunchSettings.json file. You can see here the environment variable ASP.NET Core _environment is set to development. You can change this environment variable value to staging or production depending on where you are running your application. If you want, you can also add new environment variables. Environment variables are available throughout your application. You can also execute some code conditionally depending on this environment variable's value. For example, consider trigger method of the startup file. It checks if the environment is development, then it is going to display the developer exception page. Hope you enjoyed this video. Our next video is about how the settings in the LaunchSettings.json helps in the determination of internal and external web server in ASP.NET Core. Thank you.